Okay, so remember when you were a kid and you're riding along in the family car and your daddy driving and stuff, and a big old thunderstorm comes up and lightning's cracking down all around the car and everything, and it's raining all hard and you're all scared and stuff, and your daddy says, don't worry, we can't get struck by lightning because the rubber tires are insulating the car and we can't get struck by lightning. Everybody knows that that's not really true. Okay, lightning can strike anything, but it got me thinking that that's kind of an old wives' tale. What are some bushcraft old wives' tales that you may have heard around, YouTube or anywhere else, or passed down from cousins or uncles or grandparents or stuff that may or may not be true? Let's talk about a few of them. Okay, let's talk about water, since that's kind of the most important thing. You're walking along and you don't have any water, and you come up on a little stream or a little brook, whatever you want to call it, and the water's flowing, so you just dunk the old smart water bottle right in there. Man, I'm going to survive now. Any flowing water is safe to drink. That is a myth. Even down here in the swamp, we're only like 5 feet above sea level, the whole Florida, because Florida is just one giant sandbar. And we can even get like a lot of flowing water in the middle of the swamps, because the swamps fill up with so much water that it's got to flow to the lowest point, and there's a creek around somewhere. And a lot of times I'll find a flowing section of a little creek. Well, the flowing is good for getting someplace where you can get some clear water without a lot of sticks and a lot of algae and a lot of weeds and everything else in it. But that's probably the only thing that it's good for. If you drink that flowing water, you're probably going to die, because what happens 100 or 200 yards up in the creek where some animal just took a pee in the water, or just took a big dump, or worse yet, died in the water, and you're a couple hundred yards around the bend and it looks clear, it's safe, right? No. No, every single thing needs to be filtered and it needs to be cleaned. I understand way up in the Rocky Mountains or in Alaska or Canada where you guys are getting glacier runoff. I can understand that. But in the lower 48 states, with the exception of Rocky Mountains, the other lower 48 states, don't do it. Purify your water. Let's go on to the next one. All right, let's talk about the second big myth. Got the old faithful right here. I don't care, Matt. I'm going to scoop this water out and I'm going to put it over the fire and I'm going to boil it, because boiling water makes water 100% safe to drink. No, it absolutely does not. While boiling water is a good idea and it kills most or almost all of the bad pathogens and the bad viruses and the bad things in water, there's still some that can survive. If you can do both, if you can filter it and then boil it and then maybe filter it again, I would do it, because you don't want to get one of those pathogens in your gut like Giardia or Cryptosporidium or whatever those guys are. They're really, really bad. Plus, boiling is not 100% safe method for removing heavy metals like iron or rust, or chemicals like fertilizer and pesticides and stuff like that. So boiling is, while it's still a good method, it's not 100% foolproof. It's like 95, but you want to gamble on that 5%? I don't. So let's go on to the next one. Okay, number 3. I can just follow the animals or follow the animal tracks to water, because the animals all know where the water is, right? False. That's another myth. The first thing is, do you think an animal is going to let you follow him if he sees you? And here's the thing. when you're out in the woods, you're in the animal's house. When you're in town, you're in your house. If a deer came in your house, the deer wouldn't know where to go. So most of the time, you're out in the woods, you're in the animal house, and he don't know, and you don't know where to go in the animal's house. And then second question is, do you even know how to follow an animal, or do you even know how to follow animal tracks? Do you know which animals leave which kind of tracks? What if you're following a bear track? That would be bad. You're probably going to have a bad day because the bear is eventually going to get pissed off and turn around and eat you. So don't think that you're going to follow and you're going to be the Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone tracker, and you're going to track the animals and find the water and save your life. It's just not going to work, man. Don't plan to fail. You're going to fail to, I don't know what that saying is, but you know what I'm talking about. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, I'm lost in the woods. I know that all I got to do is head north, and eventually I'm going to come to a town or something. How do I know what direction is north? Well, everybody always says moss always grows on the north side of the tree. That is 100% false. Moss grows on the moist side of the tree and the shady side of the tree. Down where I'm at, in the middle of the oak scrub, in the middle of the swamp, there ain't no sun. Everything is the moist side of the tree. You see moss growing all inside the tree and moss growing all up the tree and everything else. How you gonna know where north is? You know, carry a compass with you. That's how you're gonna know where north is. But don't trust that moss always grows on the north side of the tree. If you get out in some of like the less humid and the drier areas, and you get out into like some fields and stuff where there aren't many trees and there's a lot of sunlight, yeah, you may find that moss generally grows on the north side of the tree, but not always. Don't trust it. Carry a compass. Just trusting that moss always grows on the north side of the tree is going to get you in worse shape than you're already in. So, let's go on to the next one. All right, this is getting kind of fun. Remember when you were a kid and your daddy used to carry them snake bite kits, or you used to carry them snake bite kits around, and it had them two little rubber suction cups and it had the little razor blade in there, and it even had the instructions to say, if you get bit by a poisonous snake, you take the little scalpel thing and you make 2 incisions and you put the suction cups on there and you suck the snake venom out of the snake bite, or you put your mouth over it, and you suck the snake bite venom out of the snake bite. That's the myth. You can suck the venom out of a snake bite. No, you 100% cannot suck the venom out of a snake bite. And here's why. Snake bite venom is poison. And when the snake injects you with those 2 little hypodermic needles that it's got in its mouth, that venom goes instantly into your bloodstream. I mean, like that. And you're running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Ah, I just got bit by a snake. Ah, no, suck the snake bite venom out. No, in that time, you're already screwed. The only real cure for snake bite is to get on your phone, hopefully you have it along with you, and call 911 and sit there as quiet and as motionless as you can so the venom doesn't spread as fast, and get to medical attention. Not a lot of people die from snake bites. More people die from stupidity than die from snake bites, like handling a poisonous snake or a dangerous snake, or trying to use the snake bite kit and actually making cuts on your arm or your leg. What have you done when you do that? You make bleeding cuts where it wasn't bleeding before. Now you got 2 problems on your hands. You got the snake bite venom, and you got losing blood, because if you cut it the wrong way or too deep, you're going to have a gusher. That's more of a problem than the snake bite venom. And don't try to suck it out. Do the hawk to it thing. Don't try to do that, because if you get some snake bite venom out and you get it in your mouth, if you're the other guy, you get it into your mouth, You think the snake bite venom is not going to stay in there? You could just because you spit it out? No, death may ease into your lungs too. If death could get 2 for 1, that's a good day for death. So don't cut snake bites. Don't try to suck the snake bite venom out of a snake bite. Get on your phone, call 911, get some medical attention. That's the only way to cure a snake bite. We got a couple more. Let's keep going. Okay, number 6. I think we're on number 6. Okay, man, I'm really hungry. I'm out in the woods. I'm lost out in the woods, and I see a rabbit or I see a deer, and they're munching on some low green stuff, some low plants. Or I see a hog and he's eating something, or I see something. I could just. The myth is that you see the animals. If the animal's eating it, it must be okay to eat, right? So I can just eat what the animals eat, and I'll be fine. That is a 150,000% myth. The animal's an animal, whether it's a deer or a rabbit or a hog or a snake, I don't care what it is. The animal's an animal. It's got specific digestive system. You're a person. You have another entirely different digestive system than an animal. Sometimes the animals can eat bad stuff, poisonous stuff. You ever seen the squirrel munching on the poisonous mushroom? I have in the swamp a lot of times. That sucker don't fall over dead right away. So the animals can eat a lot of different things that humans can't tolerate because their digestive systems are a lot different. So don't just think because you see an animal eating that tree. Some animals can eat poison ivy. You want to eat that? No. Oh man, I can think of some bad uses for poison ivy, but don't think that just because the animal eats it, that it's safe for you to eat. That myth can really get you killed quick. All right, we got time for one more. Let's do it. All right, I know what you're saying. Matt, nah, I can't eat nothing. I can't drink nothing. I can't save myself from a snake bite if I get bit by a snake. I can't. What I got to do? I'm just gonna build a fire and I'm gonna sit here until somebody comes to look for me and somebody comes to rescue me. Well, I forgot my matches. I ain't got no matches. I ain't got no ferro rod. I ain't got no fire starter. I could just rub 2 sticks together or do like a bow drill fire and stuff like I seen all them guys doing on YouTube, and I just make a fire. So can you just rub 2 sticks together and make a fire? No, that is absolutely, positively the biggest myth, other than a couple of others that I can think of. That's an acquired skill. While you can make a fire, rubbing 2 sticks together takes a huge amount of practice. I mean, hours and days and weeks and months, sometimes years. Bow drills, that's a specific art. If you're gonna rely on that, man, you need to practice and you need to be 100% sure that you can do it in all kinds of different places. When you think back over human civilization, it probably took the prehistoric guys. It probably took them 50,000 years to figure out they could make a fire with sticks. They were waiting for lightning to strike something and it was burning and they go over to grab the fire. Hey, look, I made fire. No, God made the fire. So it took them cats 50,000 years maybe. You don't know. We wasn't there. But don't rely on rubbing 2 sticks together. Carry a Bic. Carry a Zippo. Carry a lighter. Make sure you got matches. Remember the old adage, 3 is 2, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Okay? When you need to start a fire, and you got one of these, it's out of fluid, but you get me. You carry your Zippo, you're going to be damn glad you had that Bic or Zippo along with you. So, let's talk about what we learned today. All right, what did we learn today? Well, we learned that you guys now know what my garage looks like. And also, it is hot as a mother. I am sweating in my garage. It was just raining real hard, and the humidity is like 110%. The Stooges thermometer say it's only 88 degrees. That's my Three Stooges thermometer right there, and that's what gives me the weather. We learned that don't take it for granted. Don't trust instinct on wild edibles. Get some training. Don't trust the water. Get a filter, boil it, whatever you got to do. Don't just scoop it and trust it. Don't try to make a fire rubbing two sticks together, because it's not gonna work. Carry multiple sources of ignition. I know if you get lost, you might not have that stuff. The best advice to do is let somebody know where you're going, and if you do get lost and you don't know what to do, don't do anything. Sit your ass right down and wait until they come to find you. Don't wander off, because it makes it worse. Okay? And don't get bitten by a poisonous snake. So that's about all I got for you today. I had a lot of fun making this video. If you guys would like to see more content like this, just give me a big like and a thumbs up, and subscribe to the video. And I'm sure there's going to be more content to come. So once again, this is Matt the Old Florida Boy, and I will see you on the trail.